Here we are on the Euro Aussie 5 range, and this is a trend continuation trade that I've got in. What I want to do though is take you through the higher time frame analysis, and it's a trade that I'll actually have to manage because we have a cipher pattern that's completing a little bit below where I'm looking at targets being taken. So what I'm just going to do is I am going to remove my orders from here. I'm going to go out to the 60-minute time frame and just show you what I'm looking at. In actual fact, I need to go out to the dailies. Let's start from the dailies as we always do. Let's underwrite the currency pair properly so we know exactly what is going on. Okay, I'm going to remove these VS1 levels and let's delete this information. Okay, so I'm going to put a structure level here in on the dailies, and you can see that we have now double topped at the 16300 psychological number. If we zoom out and look left, we are in the wicks in this zone here, and so we could see a reaction. We did go overbought as well at about 89, something like that. However, this is the Euro Aussie has a big ATR, and so on the dailies I don't have much there other than the fact that we have come up and tested that 6300 level twice. But as we drop down the time zones, and we're going to drop down to the 240 if my chart wants to just hurry up. There we go. Okay, so what we did here is we were in trend on this side. This was a level of structure here. We came up, we then came down and violated this but not this one, and then we've kind of just been meandering up here. So what we have just done as well now is, if you look left, we have just closed below this internal level of minor structure. Let's go to the 60. Okay, so here is the 60-minute, and you can see that we have now had a rally down, and we're just seeing a bit of a pullback at the moment, and we are here. So if we drop down to the 50-minute time frame, and we are testing that 16200 flat, the even handled psychological number, and you can see that here on the 15-minute that we actually put in a new low here. We saw a retracement, we put in a new low, and so I'm looking at this being a bounce off the 16200 up to the zone before we see a continuation to the downside. And so where could we see this continuation to? Well, we look left for structure, this VS1 level, we could see a continuation down to there. Now we do need to bear in mind that we have got a cipher pattern here, and this completes the 786, which is about there. We do that again, which is about there. Let me just bring on that fib, completing at 6179. So yeah, dead on the mat, dead on the nose there. So we can look at the market coming down to this level and potentially down to this VS1 level here. So how do I get involved in this potential setup? In actual fact, sorry, there's one thing I forgot to mention. Let me go out to the 60, and that is, oh no, I did mention it. If we put a structure level here on the 60, you can see that what we did here was we did actually breach that level, and we've come lower. So if we drop down to the 5 range, we actually have a completion of an AB equals CD pattern, and it looks as though that we've blown right through it, but here it was an AB equals CD pattern, and that actually completed right at this level of structure that I've just put on. So if I bring back on the orders, since the ABCD pattern has now well, we have only just shot past it, but my stop is now above the previous outside return and ATR above the high, and I'm looking at playing for a retest of the VS1 levels on the 60-minute time frame, which is just where my target is, just there. So I'm going to go back to the 60 and draw out the risk to reward on this trade now. And so the risk is this much, the reward is this much, and I'm going to make this green. Okay, my mouse is really on its way out. I need a new one. I have ordered one, but these are, I've got a special ergonomic mouse and these are ordered from America and I have to wait 2 weeks for it. This is going to be red for our risk, and so it's actually just less than that. It wasn't 20, it was 20 pips of risk for 56 pips of reward, and we'll come back and see whether or not this trade wins or loses. And we're back for the final part of the video on the Euro Aussie, and I've given it a day because I wanted the trade to play out and see what actually happened after I was stopped out of this trade. And this was the trade here. Oh, that's the wrong, I want a line. This was the trade here, coming back into the structure level just here and looking for a continuation to the downside. And if I just go to the 5 range, and I got involved with an AB equals CD pattern. Here. Okay, so here was the AB equals CD pattern right here. It stops above the high, and unfortunately we were stopped out, not before the market then turned over and rallied to target. So a losing trade there for 20 pips.